Hello. Today's reading strategy, today's vocabulary strategy is writing sentences. It's helpful to have out your notes at this time and also your word power study packet so that you can follow along with the pages for for strategy 5 that focuses on lists 11 and 12. In lists 11 and 12, we have two sets of words. The list on your left are words that are nouns. They are nouns that represent people. So you might remember that nouns can be people, places, and things, and all of these nouns are people. So look at this list to notice if you recognize any of the words. The list on the right has adjectives. Adjectives are words that modify nouns. These adjectives are special in that they all describe people or can be used to describe people. A couple of these words can be used to describe other nouns, but today, whenever we use them, we're going to work on them in terms of how they describe people. When we look at sentences and the way we write, as writers, we consider context and what information we're giving to our readers. Whenever we're reading, we are looking for context clues, and we look for context clues to find out what words may mean. So that's a skill that we will often use when we come across new words or words that are unfamiliar to us. Context includes three things. It includes semantics, what a word means. You might remember the word semantics from a previous word list where semanticist was one of the specialists that we talked about. Grammar is the part of writing that deals with subject-verb agreement and how ideas work grammatically. Syntax is very similar to grammar, but syntax is the part of a word that deals with order or deals with how something makes sense in a sentence. And we'll talk a little bit about that when I'm using an example. So let's think about writing sentences. I have a sentence here using one of the words from our word list. This sentence is, Shelley is a magnanimous person. Now, if I don't know Shelley and I don't know what magnanimous means, it might be difficult for me to know what this sentence means because I don't have a lot of context. So does the sentence have good grammar? Absolutely. Shelley is a magnanimous person begins with a subject and a verb, and then I have a direct object. So it's Shelley is a magnanimous person. Does it have good syntax? Absolutely. I mentioned earlier that in syntax we are talking about the order of words and sometimes how words work, but in this case magnanimous is an adjective that will modify person, so it's telling what kind of person Shelley is, and that makes sense, but I cannot tell what the word means, so it doesn't have good semantics. Here's a little more about syntax. Here are some examples to kind of make syntax make sense. Syntax can talk about how a word would work. For example, the word friendly is an adjective that's modifying lamp. And so in this case, we have good grammar. Karen has a friendly lamp, but that really doesn't make sense because a lamp can't be friendly. The word friendly would make most sense modifying a person. So if I said Karen has a friendly neighbor, that would be a much more sensical sentence because friendly can talk about a person and a neighbor is a person. And sometimes syntax has to do with the order of words. I drive a car red. This is definitely telling you what I drive and what kind or what color, but the order doesn't make sense for the syntax in our language. If I sent you to the parking lot to find my car and I told you it was red, you'd probably find it. But it would make more sense if I said I drive a red car, because then the order does make sense. And so when we're talking about syntax is just an added element of things that help our language to flow. So now let's get to semantics, or the meaning of a word. Sometimes in a sentence, when we're writing a sentence that has good context, we add things to help explain what meaning means, or what words mean. You may have by now paused the video or looked up the word magnanimous, and you might find that magnanimous means generous or forgiving. And so if I wrote a sentence that says, Shelley wrote a magnanimous check for $1,000 to a charity for women in recovery, I might find that that's a very generous act, and that writing that check is a very generous act, and it might help me to understand that that has something to do with generosity. And so my sentence, of course, has good grammar. It has subject-verb agreement, but it doesn't have good syntax. And it's because I'm saying that she wrote a magnanimous check. And since a check cannot be magnanimous, that's a quality of a person, that doesn't have good syntax. But even though my syntax isn't good, I can tell a little bit about what the word means. I can guess that magnanimous has something to do with generosity, because she wrote a check, and I'm assuming it was a gift for a charity. And so that does suggest generosity. So there's a way that I can improve on that sentence. I could say, Shelley is so magnanimous that she wrote a check for $1,000 to a charity for women in recovery after her son was killed by a drunk driver. And so now that gives me more of a sense of what the word magnanimous means. It brings in a lot of parts of magnanimous. A person who's magnanimous is big-hearted, they're forgiving, and they are very generous. And so now if I read this sentence, I have an example of what makes sense here. Okay. Here are the words that were in the second list on your sheet. These are words from list 12. Take a moment to look up these words or find their synonyms and create 5 sentences that have grammar, syntax, and semantics. And use some of the tools you know about writing sentences to make sure that they have all 3. And after this video, we can work together to make sure that you have made sentences that have good grammar, syntax, and semantics, or that you can edit them or revise them to make sure that they include those 3 elements. I'm going to close this video with a list of pages in chapters 11 and 12 that you can find some word origin information. Thank you. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.